Welcome back to White House Farms.
All right, I'm here with my buddy, Old Blue, otherwise known as Lucky. Olympic gold athlete back in the 60s until he met a box of ice cream at Stewart's.
Yeah.
And lost his leg, unfortunately.
Yeah, I got one leg to stand on. Don't worry about it.
He was asking for a hand, and I said I could do that, but not a leg. All right, and we have his 2010 Nissan Pathfinder. And he said he's been noticing some oil leaking up front here. And we're gonna get under here. I already got it jacked up. Got the jack stands under there. We gotta go ahead and take off this plastic panel and then take off this metal panel, and the oil filter's right there. He said he already had the oil changed and it's not the filter. So we're thinking it's probably that little gasket on the oil cooler back in there. So let's go ahead, start taking these off, and then get back there and see what we got. We're also gonna have to drain the oil because we are taking the oil filter off. All right, and as long as he can live another day or two, we're gonna be doing some more videos on his vehicle.
Okay, I'm ready and willing and able. Well, not willing, but able. Not able either.
All right, so let's go ahead and start taking all these bolts out, and they are a 10 mil. All right, so now we got that one we got to take off, that one there, and then that one, and that one, and we should be able to get this whole metal pan off. And there should be 4 bolts there. There's only 2, so we'll get those 2 off.
What about the police bits? What do you think? Yeah, I'm just sitting here.
All right, so this pan should just slide out now. All right, so you can see the 2 lines that are attached to the oil cooler there. You don't need to disconnect them. What we do need to do now, let's go ahead and take the oil drain plug out, and we'll go ahead and drain the oil, and then we'll go ahead and pull this oil filter. You relax there. Eat your nuts. You're spilling them all over. My squirrel's gonna love you though.
Get the fucking work.
All right. So here we go. There's the oil pan bolt, the drain. So that's a 14 mil. So let's go ahead and get the pan under here, and we'll go ahead and start draining this.
You want to see that my son-in-law, you met Samantha.
Yeah.
That she used to come to the party. Well, she married a nice guy, Chris, his name. He worked for an air conditioning place. And he put a 3-bay garage in, and the Amish put it in.
All right, so now we're pretty much done draining there. Let's go ahead and remove the oil filter. All right. There we go. Whew. And here comes the oil.
Ooh.
And that was the old oil filter and number. We got a new Napa one. So we're gonna let this drain out for a little bit. And there's the nut on the back right behind this, and that's gonna be a 22 millimeter. And you're gonna wanna clean this off really good so you get a good seal with your oil filter. So you can use some brake parts cleaner and go ahead and spray this down really good. We're gonna do it again once we take it apart and put it back on, but you could spray it now just to start loosening it up. All right, so that's a 22 mil nut or a 7/8 equivalent. let's go ahead and get that off.
And then, you know, what I told you about how Sudi and me had the idea about Redbox
Yeah.
before they started.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Watch the oil.
Yeah. All right, it's loosening up. There we go. Let's get that off. Should be able to just spin this off now. There we go. All right, so we got that out now. Oh, we can go ahead and flip this thing over. Yeah, and there it is. There's our gasket.
How's it look?
I mean, it looks all right, but it's obviously causing leaking. You can see all the oil behind it. So we're gonna have to clean the back side of that really good, both sides, get everything off of here, spray it really good with some parts cleaner, and get it nice and shiny and dry. And then we can put the new piece on and put this back together. All right, so that gasket can come off. And you can see you want to clean this back side really good, and also the faceplate there. Let's go ahead and spray that down, scrub it down, get it nice and shiny silver again. And then we can put our new gasket in and put this back together. And you can see back here, these two tabs here, up on top of the plate there, there's another tab, and that goes right in the center here, so you can't put this on wrong either, just in case you're wondering. But a lot of oil and grime buildup in there. Let's go ahead and clean this out. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, so we got everything all nice and shiny again. Nice and cleaned out in there. This is our old gasket here. And here is the replacement gasket. And that's the number for it. All right, so slight hiccup. We had the lady gave us the wrong part because old Blue here was, you know, flirting with her, and she couldn't think straight.
Yep. This time I sat in the car so he'd had no problems with it.
Yeah, so I went back and got the right one. 73233, and you could tell they're actually the same size. The other one was a lot smaller. It was meant for a 3.5 liter. But you can also, just looking at this, you could tell this is a little bit beefier because we're gonna go ahead and squish it down in there. So, but this is the right one. Let's go ahead and open it up and get it in there. All right, so it's gonna go back in where the old one was. It's gonna go in just like that. So now we're gonna line the two tabs up top here with that center tab up there, and we're gonna hold this in place. And we're gonna go ahead and thread this back in by hand to get that tight on there so the seal's on there correctly, and then we can go ahead and torque it down. So we'll take a little bit of oil and put that on the band here. Put that on the O-ring. So I just rub some oil on here so it doesn't stick to it if we need to take it off in the future. Alright, so you want to keep this flush up against here and then just tighten this up by hand. That way your seal doesn't come out on the inside. And now we can go ahead and torque this down, and it's going to be 36 foot-pounds to tighten this down. Yep, there we go.
Okay, I heard it.
Yep, just makes that noise. And we already did a good cleaning in the beginning, so just have to wipe off the oil around here. There we go. Let's go ahead and throw our new oil filter on. And this is the new oil filter. This is a Napa Gold filter. 7536 is the part number.
I hope it's right.
And we'll go ahead and rub some oil up on top here. Let's get some oil on there. There we go. There we go. All right, so that's on. Let's go ahead and throw our drain plug back in. And if you need a new crushed copper washer, go ahead and throw that on. Go ahead and put this back in. All right, and this vehicle holds 5.4 quarts of oil, and we got some Napa 5W30. We'll go ahead and throw this in. All right, we'll go ahead and fire it up, and you'll see a little bit of dip. That's why it's important that you also put a little bit of oil in your oil filter before you put it on, so that way it's not a dry start. You can only put a little bit in because this one was sideways, so just make sure you get a little something in there. Let's fire it up. Any day now. Come on, old man. All right, go ahead and shut it off. All right, we'll check the level again and also check underneath, make sure there's no oil leaking out. And no leaking, which is good. Let's go ahead and take it for a test drive, come back and check for leaks again, and then we should be all set. We can throw our covers back on. All right, no oil lights on. Seems to be driving good. What do you think?
Right. Nothing but the best for you, for me.
All right, just don't hit this car.
That's your problem, is it?
Yeah. All right, so we're taking it for a test spin, and seems to be driving good. We'll go ahead and spin around up here, and we'll head back to the shop and put the covers on, or check for leaks, then put the covers on. We should be all set. All right, so we're back, and no leaking from behind. Nice and dry. No leaking up front, nice and dry. And we're all set.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to tell your friends, relatives, anybody in the nursing home to join the White House Farm app and get all the information from him. He's one of the best. Can't ask for anybody better. Oh, you can, but you're not going to get him. Okay.
All right, so we're all set with the oil cooler here. And as you can see, it was just that simple little gasket that goes in there. And make sure you do get the right one. Or don't bring this sexy animal with you to flirt with the ladies and then they forget what part they're getting you. But we're all set with the oil cooler here. And once again, we hope you like, enjoy, subscribe. And as usual, we'll see you on the next one. All right, bye guys.
Adios.
You can't say goodbye without saying goodbye to me.
All right, Olaf. We'll see you on the next one. All right, bye, Obo.
Hi, guys.